This is the 2025 Chevrolet Blazer RS EV. Lately, this car's been getting a lot of attention. Don't worry, they still make the gas version Blazer, but it's a lot smaller than the standard EV. The EV is 8 inches longer, 2 inches wider. The cars that compete with it are one, the Model X, which to me doesn't have any kind of character, the Ford Mach-E, which looks like a hatchback, and the only one that really competes with it is the Kia EV6. This is the closest thing that looks as good as the Chevy Blazer. But when you look at the Blazer EV, this thing from all angle just speaks to me. I love the way it looks. And this particular one is for 61,540 and is located at Frank Boucher Chevrolet in Racine, Wisconsin. I've taken this car on the city streets, in the country, and it just seems to perform very well no matter where we take it. Once we actually had a chance to park at it, I walked around the car and I just love the way that this car looks. Now that we have it in the driveway, let's take a closer look about this vehicle inside. Here's something different. This thing is supposed to have a cover over the top of it that hides all of this instrumentation. That is one of the front generators or front motors for the front wheels. You get the typical battery. Actually, I like it better this way. At least you can get inside under the hood if you need to do some repairs, such as a new battery or anything electronic. That noise that you're hearing is this motor. It is running and pumping the coolant that's inside the system to heat up the inside of the car because it is freezing out here. When you open the trunk of this vehicle, you'll get 25.1 cubic feet with the rear seats up, and with the rear seats down, you get 76.1. I just love this thing inside and out. I'm hooked by the dash. Enough said. Let's go to the dealership and buy a new car. My first EV. Okay, we're here at Holt Chevrolet. They have the model that I want. It's a RS. It is two-tone. It is the radiant red tint coat. And we're going to go in here, sign the paperwork, and buy a car. I'm taking my Lexus. We're trading it in. We got a great deal on it. So this is the last time you'll see that car on the channel. Now we're going to start with this one. Inside the showroom here, the lights are just not doing this color justice. When I saw this color, I knew right away that if I ever bought an EV or even an SUV, I would buy this one. Here's my wife pulling it out. Look at that. Isn't that just the coolest looking thing? Even at night, that color is just amazing. So we're going to take this car for a trip. We want to thank Ashley here at Holt Chevrolet, at Holt's Motors in Greenfield, Wisconsin. Here we are somewhere in Ohio charging the vehicle. As you see, we have a Cadillac Lyriq. Believe it or not, these two cars are actually based on the same chassis. They got the same identical wheelbase, and if you look closely, our Blazer is probably an inch or two higher than the Cadillac Lyriq. When I was making my decision, I wanted to have an EV. I looked at the Cadillac Lyriq. It's nice inside, but I'm just not a big Cadillac fan. So I decided to choose this one. And I'm going to walk you through everything that this car has and separate videos, and then at the end I'm going to make one continuous video that has everything that this car is capable of doing. Okay, we've owned this Chevy EV Blazer for about 3 weeks now. It's been great with the exception of one major problem. I'm going to make a video of my top 5 things that I hate about the Chevy Blazer. The number one thing on that list is the door. I'm at 35%. I'm here at the dealership to charge a free charge on my car. But when I go to press the button here, the door does not open. Now it opens from time to time. I just come from my daughter's house, and as the car was sitting there, the door opened, but I was inside the house. I came out and saw the door was open and it closed. But right now I need to charge my car, and I cannot do it. GM, you need to fix this. You need to make a manual release or have a release button inside where you can press it and open and close. This is a stupid design, especially when it fails that easily. Also, when I noticed that the door was sticking to open and sticking to close, I saw a little spark every time I pressed the button that was behind this door. Because all this is just a pressure point that presses a button that's on the inside of the car. I pressed it when it was open one time and it had a spark come out of it. So GM, come on. This is a multi-billion-dollar company. You guys have got to come up with a better way for this thing to open and close. There has to be some kind of software update that you can do where inside you can press that button and guarantee that it opens all the way. If not that, you need to put in a manual fail safe for people like me who won't get stranded. Now, we just got back from Ohio and it wouldn't open 2 or 3 times. We freaked out, but we had enough range to drive to the next charging port. By the time we got to the next charging port, it opened. But if it didn't open, we would have been stranded somewhere between Wisconsin and Ohio. So beware. Anybody that's looking to buy a Blazer, that right there could stop people from buying their car. So I decided to take a little ride to the local Cadillac dealership here because they have the Cadillac Lyriq, which is the same chassis design as the Chevy Blazer. And this Cadillac dealership is located next to the Rolls-Royce Bentley dealership that I come down to. The wheelbase is the same. Now, this is the way that it's supposed to happen. Then when you go to press the button to close, look how much faster that is compared to the Chevy. So I'll do it again. Opens quickly, close quickly. That's compared to this. GM, you have got to take the mechanics of the Cadillac Lyriq and put it into the Chevy Blazer. Whereas my RS has 288 horsepower and 333 pound-feet of torque, the SS that you see here, it's going to have 615 horsepower and 650 pound-feet of torque. This thing is going to be a beast. It's going to do 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds. It's going to have a 102 kilowatt battery that gives you 303 miles of range, as opposed to my RS, which gives you 283 miles of range on an 85 kilowatt battery. These are SUVs, people. You're getting the performance of a supercar that costs $100,000 more for under $60,000. And the reason why I say under $60,000, because if you take discount for buying an electric vehicle, $7,500, you can get that $63,000 car for under $50,000, providing you have a trade-in. So let's just walk around the SS, listen to the music, and I'll let the car speak for itself.
The Blazer EV is a big part of our portfolio moving forward. Of course, we had a great foundation with our 2 generations of the Chevrolet Volt and the Bolt EV. It's really just the natural evolution of what we want to bring to the market. And what we see with the Blazer EV, it just takes it one step further.
Blazer EV is inspired by the passion that Chevrolet has for driving and for motorsports.
As an exterior designer, my job was to make this thing look as fast as it is. We wanted this to look low, wide, and well planted on the ground. When you see the exterior, there's this promise of speed, but when you get inside, you get to see that it really delivers.
One of the things we say often is that it's design that raises your heartbeat. We really felt with the shift toward EV, the performance was going to be there. And we felt the interior really needed to be authentic and speak to that. And so a high level of expressiveness and dynamic design was something that we felt was appropriate for this interior. Definitely wanted to offer a functional space. With the shift to Ultium, it allowed the designers a lot of flexibility to really maximize that space.
The Ultium platform enables us from the ground up to design, engineer, and build a product that is what customers are looking for.
Ultium is our all-new electric vehicle platform with interchangeable motors and batteries so we can get customers the type of driving experience and the type of range that's right for their budget and their driving needs. One of the great things about electric vehicles and the Ultium platform is just how instantaneous and smooth the driving experience is and the torque is when you go to hit that accelerator pedal.
You just get in this thing and it's like a rocket, throws you back in the seat and just holds you there. It's a totally different experience.
We're at the point now where that electric vehicle road trip, it's a real thing. The Chevrolet Blazer EV is all about getting our customers more range and a great driving and charging experience. With the Chevrolet Blazer EV, we have options with an available GM estimated range of up to 320 miles on a single charge.
The benefit of having the dual core charge unit is it just gives you a lot more flexibility. There are ways that you can preserve your range without having to plug in by your drivability and the behaviors that you do when you're driving.
The Blazer EV, with one pedal driving and region on demand, the energy from the vehicle is being put back into the battery pack, and that allows you to charge your pack while you're driving down the road as you slow down. So what's most exciting to me is that the Blazer EV includes all this sort of newer technology, and it allows the user to access what is a really refined electric vehicle experience.
There's a lot of discussion about how do we make EVs accessible for everyone. It's got to do with a number of factors: range, the performance, the technology, the design people are looking for. That's what it's all about, and I think we found the right equation with the Blazer EV.
SS stands for Super Sport, and it's kind of got quite a long history. For Chevy, it's been a long line of performance cars, and the Blazer EV is the next in line to be in the special SS category.
The SS really began as a race program for General Motors. In 1956, Chevrolet and GM Design collaborated on a race car that became known as the Corvette SS. It was developed by Zora Arkus Duntov and with a body built and designed by Harley Earl. That's kind of where SS begins for Chevrolet.
So the SS is really the epitome of Chevrolet performance. It really takes us back to our history, but is now reinterpreted for this EV.
Blazer EV is the perfect avenue to showcase the super sport intentions of the past. As we move from internal combustion engine vehicles to EVs, we get to a situation where vehicles are inherently performance capable.
The Ultium platform for GM in the Blazer EV fits everybody's lifestyle. There's multiple kind of options you have. You can get a front-wheel drive up to a performance, but you could have additional range, additional acceleration.
The SS trim level features the wide open WASP mode, which enables this to go to 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds.
It's like a rocket, throws you back in the seat and just holds you there. It looks great, it's fun to drive, it's a complete package.
The SS being the super sport version really needed to look the part. So we got the contrasting black roof, the larger rims, the aggressive front fascia. Everything that really shows how this car means performance.
Stylistically, it's sleek, It's sharp, it's bold, you know, it kind of looks like a muscle SUV, but it fits right in. So it's kind of everything all in one. If you drove down the street and right now everyone would, you know, stop and take a look at what you're driving.
You know, when you see the exterior, there's this promise of speed. But when you get inside, you get to see that it really delivers.
The Blazer EV is inspired by the passion that Chevrolet has for driving and for motorsports. This vehicle was styled in the wind tunnel to make the most of aerodynamics, to get the ultimate range from the EV powertrain.
As an exterior designer, my job was to make this thing look as fast as it is. We wanted this to look low, wide, and well planted on the ground. So it really looks like you can tear up the track, very grounded, it's fast. It does have great stability. It really takes us back to our history of performance vehicles, but it's now reinterpreted for this EV. Lighting was always a central element of the design. We wanted to make it beautiful from every angle, and lighting plays a big role on that. So I think the lighting animations really make you feel like the vehicle is alive. So I think everybody can appreciate something with that high grade of technology looking like a live animal ready to eat the rolls up.
Many EVs are inspired by technology, and the Blazer EV certainly falls into that category.
This charge port design was there since the beginning of this vehicle story. And we're really proud of how we brought that to the customer, since it's going to be a part of the vehicle that you're going to use it every day.
The charge port door on the Blazer EV is integrated just behind the front wheel. It's put in an optimal place regardless of where your charger is positioned. The design for the exterior of the Blazer EV is very bold and energetic, and that's something that we wanted to communicate because there's a great deal of performance that's included in the EV technology, and we wanted the car to look like it has the performance that it does.
When we set out to design the interior, we really wanted to create something that would stand out in the segment. Chevrolet has a very rich performance history, and it's something we really wanted to key into as we started setting up and laying out this interior. With the move to the Ultium architecture, it really allowed us to keep things lower, leaner, and wider. Looking at the exterior, you can see a really planted stance, and a lot of that width and proportion we really had the chance to take advantage of as we moved into the interior.
The Blazer EV has 4 trim levels and 3 distinct personalities. Each one has a sporty character, but each one builds on the other.
So between LT all the way up to SS, you're able to create really distinct palettes. So you can walk up from a very understated and sophisticated dark colorway in the LT space, all the way up to a highly bold and expressive red palette as you move into RS and SS.
The flat bottom steering wheel on the Blazer EV has a sporty characteristic that allows the occupant easier access when getting in and out of the vehicle.
Where this interior really shines is the configuration of our screen layout and how user-friendly that's going to feel to occupants as they get into this interior. We've got a 17.7-inch diagonal display. We're able to angle the center display a little bit closer to the driver, which we think really heightens the driver-oriented flavor of this interior. We wanted to increase that digital real estate, but in a way that felt purposeful and still felt quite light and airy. The way we were able to execute the round vents in this EV context, we felt really elevated that feature. And it's something that really celebrates our performance heritage. We definitely wanted to offer a functional space, so spaciousness was very key. We were able to offer a really flexible cargo solutions. Being able to fold and split the seats in the back gives the occupant an opportunity to tailor the space for their functional needs. And then, of course, the benefits we received from shifting to the Ultium platform allowed us to really push the couple distance between the front and rear seat occupants. Between the spaciousness and the expressive surfacing, we really achieved something special.
The Chevrolet Blazer EV comes with an 8-year, 100,000-mile warranty on the battery pack. And we can back this up because Chevrolet has been designing electric vehicles for over a decade now. And we've taken everything that we've learned from each generation of electric vehicles that we've done, so we know exactly how our EVs are being used.
The Energy Assist feature enables our customers to locate and find chargers throughout their journey. Not only that, but they can also route to their destination, knowing if they have to make a stop, how long they need to stop there for. Energy Assist is a feature that's available on the My Chevrolet mobile app. The mobile app allows you to schedule your charge, and it will send you notifications if your charge is complete or if it's been interrupted, so you're always aware exactly of what's going on with your vehicle when you're charging. The app lets you find and access over 40,000 charging stations that are compatible with your vehicle in the US and Canada. The benefit of having the dual core charge unit is that it gives you the flexibility to charge with level 1, which is your standard outlet at home, but also able to charge with level 2, which gets you more miles of range in the same amount of time. So it just gives you a lot more flexibility, making it really easy for our customers.
The Ultium platform for GM in the Blazer EV fits everybody's lifestyle. There's multiple kind of options you have. You can get a front-wheel drive up to a performance, but you could have additional range, additional acceleration. That's one of the things that makes the Blazer EV so special.
Ultium is a combination of batteries and motors that are interchangeable with different configurations of drive type and range. It also gives us flexibility to get customers exactly what they're looking for. We wanted to address customers' concerns that electric vehicles don't go far enough. So we've engineered options that have a GM estimated available range of 320 miles on a single charge. The Ultium platform is all about getting more range and a great driving and charging experience. I looked at this vehicle and I said, look at the kind of variety you can get in a Camaro. Everything from a convertible with a 4-cylinder turbo all the way up to a supercharged V8. And we looked at this platform, we said, that's what we're gonna do here. We're gonna give people the option to get exactly the vehicle they want across a whole range of entries. We can get you the driving experience and the range that really meets your needs. The Ultium platform let us build vehicles like the Chevrolet Blazer EV, brand new from the ground up. And that's what you have to do if you want to get a vehicle that's optimized for electric driving. We designed the battery and the body at the same time. That's how we get enough space to have a battery that can go long range. And that's how we get enough structure to protect the battery, to protect the occupants, and to give the vehicle a stable foundation for great ride and handling. The Ultium platform allows us to offer all-wheel drive in an electric Chevrolet vehicle for the first time ever. And not only are we offering all-wheel drive, we're offering 2 different all-wheel drive systems, including a performance all-wheel drive.
The SS trim level features the wide open Watts mode, which enables this to go to 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds.
The torque that you get is almost instantaneous, and it just has a really sporty electric vehicle feel. And I'm really excited about the way that the Ultium platform, lets it be built on top of there, and all kinds of options for power and range.
That Ultium platform, you get the EV, but you also get multiple options, which makes it so nice.
We're bringing these things together in a way that's unmistakably Chevrolet and awesomely electric. Ultium was designed to address customers' major concerns about electric vehicles, and one of those concerns is that electric vehicles don't go far enough and that they don't charge fast enough. We've taken both of those challenges head on. We've engineered options that have a GM estimated available range of 320 miles on a single charge. Electric vehicles are great because you actually have a lot of charging options, the first of which is just charging at home.
There are 3 types of charging for your Blazer EV. You can have level 1, which is at home using your standard 120-volt outlet. There is also level 2 charging, which you can install into your garage. And then finally, you could use public charging called DC fast charging, which is the fastest way to charge when you're on the go. We know that 80% of charging actually takes place between the home and the workplace. The average commute in the US is about 40 miles, so you could charge once or twice a week on a level 2 charger, or you could charge every day with your standard 120-volt outlet. The benefit of having a dual core charger is that you have the ability to charge at home with your standard outlet, but also can switch to the 240-volt outlet, and it just gives you a lot more flexibility.
We're at the point now that electric vehicle road trip, it's a real thing. You can plug into a DC fast charge station and get back on the road in minutes in order to continue that journey.
If you need to recharge when you're not home, you can actually use your mobile app using the energy assist feature on there to locate these, and it'll even tell you how long you got to stay there for to charge. There are plenty of charging station options out there. The app allows you to access over 40,000 compatible charging stations in the US and Canada. Charging your Blazer EV couldn't get any easier. It's as simple as plugging in your cell phone every night before bed. You'll never have to stop at a gas station again.
So regen is short for regenerative braking, and regenerative braking allows you to charge your pack while you're driving down the road as you slow down. When you're slowing down, we turn the electric motors into generators and we put the energy from the vehicle back into the battery. One pedal driving and regen on demand give you the ability to come to a complete stop without ever using your brake pedal. With one pedal driving, you can just let off the accelerator pedal and the vehicle will slow down and come to a stop by itself. Obviously, in an emergency situation, if you need more brake, you can press the brake pedal. And regen on demand works similarly, where you pull the paddle behind the left side of the steering wheel and you get an additional amount of deceleration. One pedal driving and regen on demand are similar to how a golf cart or an electric go-kart might feel when you let off the accelerator pedal. Both of those tend to provide regen braking similar to other electric vehicles. We've taken it a step further where it's a more refined slowing down experience. Typically, you get into an internal combustion engine vehicle, you have to use your accelerator pedal and your brake pedal to move down the road. You can get away with not even touching your brake pedal if you want to for most driving scenarios. So it can make your drive more efficient. For me personally, one pedal driving is very convenient. I could to come to a stop at a stoplight or a stop sign, I don't have to press the brake pedal at all.